Hello, this is Hiroshi Yamazoe. As I said in my previous videos, I was on a 10-day fasting experiment. And yesterday, I have successfully completed the 10-day fasting. I spent 10 days only drinking lots of water and 3 cups of 40 ml per day of a drink called enzyme drink, which is concentrated with lots of different kinds of vegetables. This drink has only about 100k calories per cup. And in the previous video, I reported on the results from day 1 to day 5. And in this video, I will report on the results from day 6 to day 10. The day 6. On the day 6, when I woke up in the morning, I had a strange discomfort as if my stomach had shrunk. This discomfort continued throughout the day, but I did not feel particularly sick or unwell. But I didn't feel like I had any energy either. But my mind was very clear, so I spent my time reading, meditating, and watching movies, which I could do with low energy. I thought this is an experiment that I can try without concern because I am a mild hikikomori. This is because it would be very difficult for someone who does hard physical work every day to conduct such an experiment. The day 7. This day was much the same as the day before. I did not feel particularly unwell, but I did not feel energized either. My mind and body seemed to be in a power-saving mode and everything was calm and still. I spent the rest of the day taking little walks, meditating, reading. At the beginning, I expected this experiment to be quite a painful one, but I realized that it is actually not very difficult to control my appetite at this level. I thought that after the fast, I definitely changed my diet to a healthy, moderate one, because I have learned that it is actually not difficult to control my appetite to a certain degree. The day 8. On this day, I went out a little further. I took a walk in Ueno Park where the cherry blossoms were in bloom and walked a total of about 9,400 steps. I couldn't walk as much as usual due to lack of energy and I felt tired as if I had aged about 20 years, which is a different kind of tiredness than usual. The hunger was increasing and it was hard, but I felt it was not to the point to giving up. And I felt that my concept of hunger state had changed. I used to think that being hungry in my daily life was a danger signal from my brain that I needed to eat something soon. And I used to eat something soon a bit carelessly to just eliminate the feeling of hunger. But like I said in my last video, eating is a contradictory process that puts a great stress on the internal organs and consumes a lot of energy while creating new energy, a process that is quite stressful for the body. So I thought that after the fast, I should think that being hungry should be considered a good state of health, a state in which the great task of stomach ingestion has been completed, and I think I should think that the amount of food I eat is just enough to keep me healthy. The day 9. On this day, my physical energy seemed to be nearly depleted, and perhaps my brain was not getting enough nutrition. My thinking ability was also dropping drastically too. In the online English lesson, the words didn't come out well and I was making lots of mistakes. And from the noon, I conducted another experiment and I had an extraordinary experience that was completely unexpected. I wasn't sure if I should mention this or not, since it is a little off topic from fasting, but I decided to talk about it. The experiment I did around noon of this day is this. I experimented to see what would happen if I had a psychedelic experience in a fasting state. So I took several psychedelic substances that have similar effects to LSD, which are exceptionally legal in Japan today, and I listened to the song The Host of Seraphim, which I used to listen when I was a teenager for the first time in over a decade, and I meditated while listening that song. Then something unusual thing happened that completely beyond my imagination. Gradually, the music became more and more beautiful, and the beauty of the music gave me goosebumps, and eventually I was so impressed by the beauty of the song that I started to cry out strongly. This was not normal state. This was clearly an extraordinary state of mind. My body was unable to move and I was shaking hard. I felt like I was going to pass out. It was as if I was having some kind of seizure. I continued to scream and cry for a couple of minutes. I was afraid my neighbors would hear me, but I could not control myself from crying out. I have had many psychedelic experiences, but this type of experience was the first time in my life. I think that this event occurred because the music I listened when I was a teenager triggered my old memories, and I was fasting and my body and mind were not in a normal state, and the effects of the substances I ingested and various other small factors that triggered the event. I feel intuitively that if I recreate the same setting as this day, it will not happen again because many small factors have changed since that day. After that experience, I felt so refreshed, as if my long buried emotions had been released and my heart had been recharged. I felt as if my soul came back to life, and I felt that I was glad to be alive, and I felt that I would like to continue to live. This was completely unexpected, but it was a good, awesome experience. And I was amazed that it is possible to produce that kind of state in a human. When an impression of beauty reaches a certain level, the person is overwhelmed with emotion and cries out strongly, having seizures-like thing, almost fainting, and feeling so impressed as if the soul trembles. And I wonder, is there a word to describe that state of mind? It might be described as a kind of mystical experience. It was also like an epileptic seizure. Anyway, it was an awesome experience. I am grateful with everything for having had this experience. The day 10. It was the last day of the fast. My mind felt so refreshed. It seemed that yesterday's experience had refreshed me deeply, and I was relieved that I would soon be able to finish this experiment. Also, in this day, I had no energy. I spent this day in my room reflecting on yesterday's experience, studying English and taking a short walk outside. And tomorrow morning I will finally resume eating, so I went to the supermarket at noon to buy a variety of vegetables. The day 11. And it is day 11. Yesterday, my fast is over. I made and ate a recovery meal in that morning, which was my first meal in 10 days. The recovery meal was a rice porridge with Japanese plums, vegetable soup with many vegetables, and hot vegetables with mayonnaise. The red stick-like things are not sausages but mini carrots, and I added a lot of broccoli because it is a very good source of protein. The first meal after 10 days was so delicious that I was so impressed that I almost cried. So this was my 10-day fasting experiment, and I was really surprised at what happened on the day 8, which I never imagined would happen. I am very happy that I was able to experience not only the physical and mental changes caused by the fasting, but also that I was able to have such an experience at the day 8. And by the way, my weight went from 77 kilograms to 72.9 kilograms in these 10 days. And as I said before, I will be changing my dietary habits in the future. My diet will be more vegetable based and I will eat less because I have realized how good being hungry is. I think what people experience in fasting may vary person to person, but the common thing is that it is certainly a way to rest the organs, detoxify the body, and refresh it. And since the mind and body are connected, this will refresh the mind as well. Also, I think it will change the mindset about the dietary habits too. But long-term fasting can be a dangerous challenge that can lead to serious health risks due to lack of energy. So if you are planning to try it, please drink plenty of water and take supplements or enzyme drinks every day to ensure that you get the necessary nutrients to survive, and pay attention to your own health condition every day, and please stop when you feel really not well. So thank you for watching until the end. I will continue to post various videos. If you are interested, please subscribe to my channel. See you in the next video.